Okay, in this video I'm going to go over a couple different ways to transfer these old video recorders, Handycam tapes, from these little mini tapes into a digital format that you can use on your computer and upload to YouTube and send to friends and family, and you put in your editing software. I have about 50 of these tapes and 60 or so of these tapes, so I had a lot of digital converting to do. These are the larger Sony 2-hour tapes, and these are the mini DV digital mini tapes that hold about an hour. Bought this recorder in 1994 and used it until about 2000, and then I got this one in 2000 and used it up until I think maybe 5 or 6 years, so maybe 2007, 2008, something like that. Then, you know, the digital ones were out, which is actually what I'm recording with right now. The digital ones were out, which record right to an SD card where you didn't have to do any of this conversion. So I'm just going to go over real quick how to convert both of these to a digital format so you can put it in your computer, save them on your computer, archive them, and then use them in your editing software to put on YouTube or send to friends and family and such. So first of all, let me go over this one. But I'm not going to do any of the stuff in detail. I'm just going to show you, basically how to do it, and I'll do detailed videos later on. So like I said, this is the Sony mini DV recorder. It has lots of different outputs options here, but it has an analog output, which really is just good for hooking it directly to your TV and playing to your TV. To get the content from this tape out to digital format, really you just use this connector right here, and this is, Sony calls it iLink. It's really a FireWire cable. So you have to hook a FireWire cable. This plugs right into here, FireWire plugs into there, and you hooked up this to your computer. Now, if your computer doesn't have a FireWire port, and most modern computers, most PCs these days don't have a FireWire port, I had to go get a FireWire card, and I think this was like 30 bucks or something like that. So I basically installed this FireWire card in my computer, hooked it up with this cable, hooked it up to the iLink, and then I used my editing software, which is an older one, Sony Movie Studio. And it's a simple program. It's like 100 bucks, and it has a capture feature in it, which actually lets you control the camera, both rewind and play and record, all within the software, and then takes it from the tapes through the camera out to your software, and then saves AVI files on your computer. And it works great. I mean, that's the best way to convert these mini DV tapes to digital, get them on your computer. You can always take, once you get the AVI files on your computer, you can throw them into Sony Studio or whatever editing program you're using and create an MP4 format, to upload to YouTube or whatever you want. The AVI files are kind of big, but it's just what you got when you're converting these DV files. So I'll go into a more detailed video on how you record that. The bigger problem was how to get these analog tapes into a digital format, because it's analog. It doesn't have a digital output. So you have to somehow convert the analog stream into a digital format, and I wanted to save them into a high resolution MP4 file format. So there's a couple different options out there. The first one I came across was this. I see it online. It's cheap. It's like 40 bucks. A lot of people are using it. It has, your composite video inputs here, which just hook up to the connectors on your camera right here, and you play, and it goes into software which comes with this. It comes with a software called Easy Grabber, another one called Power Director. I'm going to go over this very briefly because the video that I put out sucked, and I'll show you an example at the end of this video. The comparison between Easy Grabber, Power Director, which the video is about the same, and then my next option, which is HDML Cloner Box, was awesome. So if you're thinking about using this, I didn't have any luck with it. No matter what I did, I could not get good output with video. It just totally sucked. So don't get this, in my opinion. So in looking for another option, I came across this product. Oops, there we go. It's called HDML Cloner Box Pro. I had the HDML Cloner Box, the original, that I was using to input HDMI high definition video from my drone and recording it on a thumb drive. This particular unit also has inputs for, this is the box that it comes in, also has inputs for analog. So lots of different inputs. So you can input your video either from HDMI straight in, or it comes with this accessory. So you can input from your analog video, your video right and left. You can input from composite video, and you can input from a computer. You got lots of different options. So obviously for our purposes, we're going to be using just a straight up analog, just the video and the right and left audio, and that inputs into this connector in the back of the unit right here. And again, it just connects to your audio output of your camcorder. And what it does is it saves it onto this thumb drive. Now you've got a couple different options of how it saves onto this unit. The HDML Cloner Box Pro also comes with this remote where you can choose the aspect ratio 4:3 or 16:9, and you can control it either 720p or 1080p. Since it's coming in analog video, which is 480 or something like that, 720 was fine. So I just record in 720, and so the setup is pretty easy. You basically just hook up your cable. I have an output from this going to my monitor so I can watch it as it's recording. You hit play on your recorder, you hit the record button on the front here, and when it's recording, this will flash green if it's recording in 720p, and it will flash blue if it's recording in 1080p. And basically you don't need a computer or anything. It just goes straight from here to the device and saves it in files right here on your thumb drive. There's a couple different options for file setup. You can go NFTS, which will allow you to put your entire 2-hour recording in one file, which I don't recommend because even in the book it says use FAT32, because I was getting file errors. Only 1 out of 3 of my files was working. So when I record in FAT32, it records it in 2 gigabyte chunks and just does a series of 2 gigabyte files. Saves them on. I don't have any problem with those files. Bring them into my software or playing them on the computer. They just work awesome. The best thing about this device is that it records awesome video. And there's no difference between how the video records on this device and then how it plays directly from my player to a monitor. It's exactly the same. Whereas that Diamond VC500 thing, it was a huge difference. I'm not sure if it was just my setup or my computer or what it was. I tried lots of different things, but it was terrible. So if you really want to bring analog video into a digital format, this is the device I recommend. And again, this video was just like an overview, kind of like the different options. I'm going to make a detailed video on both how to do the recording for the mini DV, how to set up that with a FireWire, and then a detailed video on actually hooking up this device, hooking it up to a monitor, setting it up to record, and outputting the files and everything like that. But this is just kind of an overview video for the 2 different choices.